The sun rose bright on a brand new view on the 22nd of August 22, with boxes packed and the hearts of fire. We chased the spark of a deep desire. A journey started, a path unknown, to reap the seeds that we have sown. We start at home where Kimani's roots ran deep, with family promises he sought to keep, the hands that held Kimani, the love that stayed. While he stepped out, somewhat afraid, for Kase came the gates, the bustling halls, the vibrant rhythm of campus walls. Between the coffee and the midnight oil, in academic triumph and steady toil, Cheptoo learned to think, to lead, to strive, feeling truly, fully alive. But life isn't just the book she read. It is the quiet moment and the lives she led. In relationships, forged through joy and tears, Munyaka found the friends who would last the years, and through the noise a steady grace. In church leadership, Nanzala Sela found her place, guiding the flock with a servant's heart, learning that faith is the best art. From the first nervous step of the final stage, we have written every single page, so sit with us now as the story nears. A look back of our campus years. The journey is long, the memory is vast, from the very first day to the very last day.
Hi everyone, praise the Lord. My name is Isabella Sela. I'm a born-again Christian and I thank the Lord for His grace. I'm here to share my campus experience as a leader. And when I was joining campus in 2022, I never imagined myself becoming a leader one day. Despite of us joining campus, so many people there, people with different abilities, people with different wisdom, and you look at yourself and you say that you cannot qualify to be a leader somewhere. But surprisingly, when I joined in campus 2022, my first answer fit to attend, we were choosing the leaders because I joined I joined somehow late, but surprisingly I was chosen to be the prayer coordinator of Andafit, and that is where my journey as a leader began. And as a leader in Andafit, how naive I was very small that time, but God gave me confidence, the confidence of serving Him despite of my height, despite of my weight, despite of everything. And actually it was a good experience because it exposed me to friends, the friends that we served with them during the subcommittee. I always cherish them because they became my first friends. And it was somehow tricky because I was living somehow so far, something that I never expected, that I'll come to campus and still walk that mile away to access school. But despite of all that, God has been faithful, and He was faithful through that journey of being a leader in Andafit. And after some time, I became the leader. I became an executive leader, and I was elected to be a prayer coordinator of the church. And it really surprises me because I was just a girl, and you can imagine in the church, because for us in Karatina, the church was too big, and you can imagine people sitting down and choosing you or electing you by God's grace, like God directing them to choose you as a prayer coordinator, and you are a girl, and mind you have to attend all prayers, morning devotions and all that. But one thing I always thank the Lord, that He gave me that confidence. He walked with me throughout that journey. I tried my best, and I always say it was my time, my first experience, and I came to learn that God can use anyone to be the leader. God can use any person, and it doesn't matter how we are. One thing I know, that whatever man sees, that's what not God sees, and we always put our gaze unto Christ and surrender everything to Him. And so that's what I did as a prayer coordinator of Christian Union. God enabled me, and I got also some people who helped me through the journey. and it was successful. And so an experience in leadership as a prayer coordinator in executive committee, I was not that confident enough to speak, but actually one thing I came to realize that my opinion also matters, and for the growth of the church, we had to do that. And in my third year, I became the vice chairperson of Christian Union. It was my best experience as a leader, something that I never expected, something that I never saw myself in there. And that one, leadership in vice chair, it really shaped me a lot. That one is what I can say. It really shaped me. I became the me. It really gave me the identity and to stand and speak. And actually, from that vice chair position, God enabled me to know myself and to understand we are leading the people, and being a leader is not that you lead or you control. And one thing I always understand, that you being a leader, people should also be leaders to themselves, not you, or not you controlling them. But it was somehow tricky, because being a leader, you face some judgments and all that. When you're working with all those ad hoc, and these are men with different personalities, sometimes you feel like your self-esteem is low, sometimes they raise your self-esteem, but sometimes things also even don't work. But after all, Christ is still the pillar and our strength, our foundation. And also in academic, leadership never discouraged me. Actually, it motivated me to work hard in my academics, because being a leader, it also needs you to work hard. It also needs you to be smart in your academics. And I always tried my best to know how to balance. And despite of us had so many things, executive, you are required, your time, you give yourself, so many things are demanding you, are existent and all that. I had to try, and so now how I'm going to balance between my academic journey and my leadership journey. And here I had to shift how I'm going to work my things. I had to sit down and see how the time that I'm going to be studying, the time I'll be going to church and doing all that. And I'm grateful to the Lord, and because he has been so faithful actually. And another thing that really encouraged me, or I was surprised to become the chairperson of nomination committee. That one was stiff or tough, but I always say that God always has a reason. God always has a purpose for everything. And I was encouraged actually. And being a lady and being the nomination committee chair, it was somehow tricky for me. It was so really, it always lowered me. Some moments I was still feeling so bad, being topics of discussion. There are people seeing you, they want you to be, they expect you to be an angel, despite so that's human beings. And it was not that easy for me, but actually I tried my best. And I really relaxed. And always one thing that I always know, and his grace was always sufficient, and my focus was always on Christ, despite of each and everything. So for me, to you who are there, you are a leader, and I always say that we are all leaders to ourselves. And so we have to focus on Christ, and we have to mind ourselves. You being a leader to yourself, being a leader in church there, I can tell you that Christ knows you. If Christ walked with me all through the journey of my leadership since 2022 till 2026, I'm here saying that he's Ebenezer, he can also walk with you. So take courage, be courageous in the Lord. Do not be afraid, for he will be there with you. He'll never abandon you. And also, you who is asking yourself why maybe you are just in the church, I always say we serve the Lord in different capacities, and so God is using us in different capacities. So let's serve the Lord passionately. Let's always consider whatever we are doing, and God is there. God is always there. And I say that I'm a living testimony. I can testify what God has done for me.
Hi, praise the Lord. I'm Caleb Munyaka. I'm an elder, a fourth year, pursuing Bachelor of Education Science, and I am saved. I love Christ as my personal savior. Yeah.
So, Caleb, in campus, love can be offered. Some they delay it, some they rush at. They rush at it. So, give us your story of love. Tell us whether it was the first one whether it was the first one when you joined here, whether you had dated Arya before joining here. So, tell us your story of love, how it has been, and the downs and ups of it.
Well, I started dating in first year. That is where I met the first love, and it was an educative experience. I'd say that. We met around the second week of reporting, became good friends, and after like a month, we started dating. But a few months later, we broke up uh, due to a lot of reasons. But the main reason was that I had not yet figured out what getting myself into a relationship was, or what loving another person was. I was not understanding and such things. So after that breakup, I took a break for like a year, and then within that break, I met a friend who advised me that Ladies and Gents was the best place to know what to do if you're in a relationship and how to become a better person, a better man. And my second year, I joined Ladies and Gents. I used to attend every session. And then after my second year, as I was entering my third year, I was in another relationship with a very great lady. But again, life happened, and yeah, uh, still I had not figured out the relationship thing, the love thing, and then it took us a while to embrace that, we were not uh, well enough to understand what we were getting ourselves into. So tukaachana jamani, and after that I took off to my attachment, my teaching practice, where I had promised myself to work on myself. Yeah. So after that, I came back to school for my fourth year, and my 4.1 semester, I met yet another amazing lady, and you know, kuna mtu aliniambianga promises are meant to be broken. So sijui kama nilisisindilia hiyo, but I broke my promise to myself that I would work on myself. So jamani, msichana alikuwa mrembo jamani, nikapita na yeye. She had all the qualities of a good girlfriend. She was good looking, she was respectful, she loved God, and God fearing and all that. Hizo matraits tunakuanga nazo kwa list. And but again, kuna vitu pia hatukufikia, you know, ile part ya asking the hard questions, you know. For you to be in a relationship with someone, you have to be ready to ask hizo hard questions, zile maswali zenye zinafanya nikaa kidogo mnavurugana, but again you have to know where you stand. So at some point sikuwa nataka kuuliza the hard question, and that led to something gruesome. Tukaachana juu I was afraid of asking the hard questions, and yeah, that happened. And from then nimelearn vitu mingi. Place niko sahi, I wouldn't say it's the same boy when I joined campus and jumped into relationships, no. So yeah, that is me in my love story.
If I may ask, what are the hard questions that you feared to ask? Some of them, maybe.
Some of the hard questions. It's very hard to ask. Please, one lies sana sana in zinitangwaje, you'll find a lady akona some other doctrine na wewe uko kwa another doctrine. Yes, so utapata to some extent you'll disagree on some things, unaget. So maswali ya doctrine nilikuwa na avoid vibaya sana, cause one, nilikuwa na feel if I ask those questions tutafika pahali tuachane and nikuwe nime lose something. So but at the end of the day I lost it. I lost that relationship. Again, was on questions on purity and things like that. Kama huulizi hizo maswali, itafika point you will be in a situation that tests you. So kama mjaulizana maswali kama hayo, itakuwa mbaya, mtajipata hapo. Something might happen, something might not happen, but again you will not have one thing in common that you agree on. Okay, so I'd say those are some of the questions that one unafaa kuuliza when getting into a relationship.
What is the greatest challenge that you found when dating in all of your relationships?
Greatest challenge, misunderstanding. Huwezi kuwa in a relationship na wewe si understanding. Again, hauwezi ingia place haujui kenye unaenda kufanya, si ndio? Sisi tukikuja campus tulikuwa tunajua tunakuja kusoma. Mimi nilikuja kuwa mwalimu, si ndio? So kama sikuwa najua na kuwa mwalimu, sijui sahi hata ningekuwa wapi. Things like that. Also loyalty. Sijui mbona watu siku hizi are not loyal. You find huwezi stick na one partner. Guys, if you find one, stick na yeye. That is better. And also naiveness and ignorance. Hujui kitu but unataka kufanya. So yeah.
So let me ask, what is the greatest contribution towards keeping your relationship and also losing it or breaking up? Your personal contribution.
My personal contribution, well, breaking them ni my ignorance, my naiveness, lack of knowledge. Hata Bible inasemanga my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So I feel most of hizo relationships zilikuwa zina fail juu sikuwa najua. I lacked knowledge, basic knowledge. Okay, and my contribution towards sustaining them, keeping them, I'd say go to home. I have two parents and I see them, they love each other, wanapendana sana, and then what I draw from them is loyalty. You get loyalty and respect. So in all the relationships I was loyal and I maintained respect. I respected them and I expected them to respect me also. So yeah.
Hi brethren, I believe you are doing well. Yeah, I'm Patrick, a fourth-year student taking Bachelor of Science in combination of physics and chemistry, and I'm doing well. Yeah, I reported at Karanta University on 22nd of August 2022, and I had to reside inside the university hostel, whereby I started my academic journey. Yeah, the life was not easy when I was residing inside the hostel because of financial constraint, which many of the university students faces in real life situation at university life. So at that time, I had to plan on how to take my meals, as I had to skip lunch and breakfast because of the little amount of money that I had to spend per day, and I had to take chapati and soup. So due to that, I had to plan on how to do by looking at the side hustle that will help me to retain myself at university. Yeah, I struggled a lot with the small help of the parents, and the life at the hostel was not easy. Then I had to go now to second year, whereby we had to get out of the university hostel. At that time, I had to look for a very small room that my parents were able to accommodate in terms of paying the rent. That time the hostel was costing around 2,000 shillings, but something became irreversible when we were to get into those hostels that we had already booked, whereby the owners had to raise the amount from what we had agreed. At that time now I chose to look for more side hustle to ensure that it caters for my meals as my parents try for the payment of the school fees. And I trusted the process at that time when I was a second year, trusting that the Lord will make it, since the life was very hard. As many of us know that without money at university you feel like the life is very hard. So I had to look for all the jobs that are possible without choosing any. So I had to go to sites, I had to go and harvest tea, I had to go and also digging latrines, those holes for latrines. I tried my best to ensure that the life is good. Yeah, at Radia, I also had the same problem. With hope and trusting the Lord that I will make it. I remember there is a time when I failed to pay the rent. Then the landlord had to add another padlock, which means that I had to sleep to someone else's house until I wait for the parent to respond back. So I felt like life without money at university and without God, you cannot make it. I struggled a lot. At this moment, I feel like sometimes I feel like God can put you in a strain to test you. If you can left him or you can stand firmly with him. But for me, I had to start with the Lord because the far I am is the one who has made me to be. So now being a fourth year, I'm still hustling with all the possible jobs without choosing, with also trusting the Lord. At this moment, I'm also seeing the Lord in all the way because since the time when I reported, I did not lack fee. I supported my parents in paying fee, and they also saw my strength. Actually, they were encouraging me to ensure that when I get a side hustle, I do so. They also encouraged me to stay and trust in the Lord all the time because He is the way. So I'm hereby to tell you, brethren, that life at university without God, you cannot make it. Because the job that I got, I was praying the Lord to open these chances for me. So through Him, I got those chances, and even today, I'm still hustling to ensure that I cater for my university requirements. Yeah, at this moment, as a fourth year, I also experienced the same problem of my house being locked because of financial issue. But I thank God because now I feel I'm somehow stable, and He's the one who ensured that my parents get a job, they earn money, and they pay for my school fees and also support me as I continue ensuring that I help them. Yeah, so I wish to tell you people that without God at university life, you cannot make it, and trust the process. And the process here is the Lord. Without trusting the Lord at university life, you cannot make it. I escaped many things that people can get in and get their life ruined. So I tried much as my best to ensure that my life is stable and with the Lord. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, praise God. I'm David Kimani, a fourth year student, of course, an elder. pursuing Bachelor of Education Science, that is Chemistry and Mathematics. Wow, I'm so grateful to God for the far that He has brought me. Indeed, I say that it have costed His hand. The journey with my family has been so great. During my first year and second year, my family was so great. Both parents were alive, where I'm the firstborn and have 4 other siblings. My mom alive, my dad alive. But in my third year, things changed, where my mom fell sick, and then after a short while, she died. And at that particular time, life took a different trajectory, where now my dad, after a few months, like 4 or 5, he remarried again, where the wife, now the stepmom, came with 2 other kids. Now, so far as we are talking, we are 7, being the firstborn. I want to tell you for sure, the journey has not been so nice. Yeah, I remember once when during my first year and second year, I was not going through a lot of challenges. Like, yeah, my mom was there for me. Like, he will tell me, take this 200 shillings and know how you'll manage it. Yeah, for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and it's 200. Sometimes you are in hostel, sometimes the rent is not paid, and she's telling me to nikaze mwendo. But wakati sasa alipass, now my dad was not fully supporting. So wakati mama alienda, challenges zikaanza kukua. Like, I don't have money to cater for my upkeep, to cater for the needs. Maybe hata unapata we have a group assignment. Out of 20 members, I'm the group leader. Watu wamesema tutoe 50 shillings ya kuprint. Sina. Like, unapata tu nakopa. Yeah, kuna wakati nilikuwa na madeni all over. So nilikuwa najificha. But I've been able to pay by the way. When it comes to rent, kwenye nilikuwa nakaa nikahama, because nyumba yenye nilikuwa nakaa ilikuwa inanyesha na sikuwa nafurahia. So nikahama, nikaenda place ingine, nikakaa hapo. So wakati nilikuwa nakaa hapo, nilikuwa na travel because mom alikuwa msick. So nilikuwa na travel nikirudi. So wakati tulifunga 3.2 nikaenda home, kurudi mi penye niliwacha nyumba yangu kwenye nilikuwa nakaa, nilipata hayuko. Like nikauacha. And by the way, one of my friends who is in that year alikuwa anajua but hakuniambia, but nilimsamehe. So when it comes to school fees, help natumia kulipa, but pia hiyo help ndio natumia kama upkeep. So unapata during my long holidays naenda naomba kazi, hiyo kazi nikifanya nalipwa, alafu ndivyo nakuja namalizia school fees. But kuna time nilikosa fees, ilikuwa imebaki ya 1000, nika create group. Yeah, so the challenges, my dad wakati ali remarry, now he's focusing with the wife, he's not focusing kwa sisi watoto wake. But me and my sister, sisi tu nisi wakubwa, but kuna hawa wachanga wako fiti. But me with my sister, unapata we are not in, yani ha take care, he's not playing the responsibility. But all in all, we thank the Lord. Yeah, even more so to add, when it comes to challenges to do with eating, I remember one time I bought the things called juice cola or juice color, and after nimenunua juice cola, nilikuwa na 30 bob, nilinunua juice cola 6. So nilikuwa naeka kwa maji, nakunywa nalala without eating anything. But
CU at some point iliingilia kati the welfare wakanipatia some cash. I did some shopping, but of course CU haiwezi kusaidia hapo, alafu tena hiyo shopping kisha tena ikusaidie, so imekuwa ups and down. Yeah, my family imeni affect sana kwa masomo, but I can say during my second years transcript yangu haifurahishi hivyo sana, but I tried my level best concentrating on this end, my family on this end, so it have affected me, it have affected my academic life. Yeah, but I can say I'm trying to cope up. Hapa penye nimefika, I'm just trying to help myself penye nitaweza, ndivyo at least nione kama my dreams nitaweza kuziachieve. But kama nimefika hapa, nasema I can be able to achieve it despite the family that I'm coming from, despite the challenges, despite the hate yenye inatoka kwa dad. Haini affect, by the way, nilishazoea. So when I received the news that my mom is dead, first of all, the news shocked me, na nilifeel vibaya sana, like even accepting, ilini take time before I accepted, but of course the support from the friends ilikuwa hapo. But again, people know me as an extrovert, and you know when you are an extrovert, watu wanajuanga kila kitu yako ina run smoothly. So wakati nilikuwa in front of people, I was just faking myself that I'm okay, but inside me I was not okay. How I navigated throughout the process, I spent my time with my friends. At some point I spent my time in church. Yeah, and even at some point I spent my time doing the things that I love most, like cycling, playing some instruments. Yeah, so that hizo maneno ziwache kuni accommodate kwa akili. But all in all, I thank God because I've been able, my mom dying, my dad marrying again, that thing ilini take time, even it affected me at some point academically, emotionally, it affected me a lot. That like accepting that my dad amemarry, like hadi hajawacha my mom amalize 1 year after the death, like after 5 months ashaoa, it was not okay with me. And of course najua uko kwake, so ukiwa kwake you can't tell him anything, he's the boss there. So like mimi huyo bibi yake hatukuwa tunaongeleshana up to date, labda tu salamu. We don't usually talk because I felt that my dad alinikosea na he didn't pay the respect that my mom deserved. Like he would have waited for some time at least ndivyo awe. But all in all, hiyo haijanipinga mimi kuendelea na masomo yangu. How I've been able to cater for my needs. I'm an alumni of Elbagon DB Secondary School. That's why I've been going. Wananipatia kazi of being a teacher. Wananipatia, yeah, wakinipatia mshahara, hiyo ndio ninatumia kucater for my needs, kucater for my school fees. But wakati inakosa, inabidi tu ninakaa hivyo, inabidi nitulie because I don't want to speak out, because when I speak out, mimi nakuanga na hiyo fear ya people being judgmental. So I feel like people will be judgmental, but I've been able, penye tu nimeweza. Hiyo kitu ilini hurt sana, and that's the reason maybe I decide to die with my things. One advice that I can give to people, never admire familia ya huyo mtu mwingine. Your family, their family
is different. And by the way, once you admire familia ya huyo mtu mwingine, you'll be at the stationary point in life. Like utakuwa unaona una move but you are moving nowhere. You don't have direction. Yes, you are going but with no direction. So you see, when you move with no direction, by the way, you're doing nothing. But once you accept yourself that yes, I'm in this family, yes, my dad married again, yes, my mom died, so what should I do personally? So you should focus on yourself. What are you supposed to do? So me personally, I've identified what I'm supposed to do in that family, and that's what I'm chasing.
Hello everyone, my name is Bravid Chepto, a finalist pursuing a course in Human Resource Management. And 4 years ago, the KCSE results were out and I was so excited that I passed so well and ready to join the university. I had a dream university being Maseno University to pursue a course in education. But fate brought me to Karatina University for a course in Human Resource Management. But at the end of the day, I believe that God's plans are yes and amen. I joined Karatina University on 22nd of August 2022. I came here with heart full of hope, dreams to pursue this course and achieve the very best, joining a university with full of excitement that you're going to start a new life there, make new friends, and adapt to the new environment away from home. Now in the second year, here comes a transition where the School of Business, where it's my school, the school decided that the School of Business goes to town campus, and became a very big challenge for us, the students from the School of Business. I had to now think of moving to town. Yes, it was an excitement. Yes, we are leaving the main campus, tunaenda tao. Life in town might be so exciting, so nice. After the transition in town to town campus, I had challenges with the school fees and payment of rent. You moved to a place where you are new to the landlord. The landlord is not used to your mode of payment. Personally, I saw it as a challenge because at times you could have issues with the landlord. During those moments, I believed and I trusted that God is going to provide, because whatever He started, He is going to take it to completion. And school fees issues, being raised in a single parent family at times becomes a problem, because you're depending on that one parent to raise the school fees, the upkeep and everything. It reaches a point that you see that your parent is struggling too much and you feel like maybe I should give up and go try something else. It's like education is not for me. I almost gave up. At this point, I was like, maybe I'm not going to do my second year examinations. You see here, I'm struggling with rent, struggling with upkeep. But all in all, I remained faithful. Faith gave me strength and hope where I had doubts. Now the third year, another transition. This time round back to main campus. And for me, it was starting life once again, getting back to main campus, looking for a place to stay. But now getting back also to main campus was a problem, because around main campus we had issues of accommodation. Finding a place to stay was hard. The only option I had, yes, was to come to main, because staying in town was a problem for me. So I had to get back to main campus, but I didn't find a place to stay around school, and I had to reside far away from school. It was a challenge. But at the end of the day, what remained constant was attending those lectures, doing the presentation, doing the examinations, and I would call it journey of resilience and determination.
My question goes, you mentioned of you coming to school late for admission. Would you mind telling us the cause of your lateness for admission?
Okay, when I had received the admission letter to Karatina University, or when it was out that I am joining Karatina University, my parents were undecided. They felt like the university is so far, and they thought of me doing the intertransfer to maybe get to the nearest university. That is, my parents wanted me to join Kabianga University. But then we did this transfer, but it didn't go through. And also the challenges of finance, where my mom had to struggle to also meet the finance that I am supposed to join the Karatina University. You know, we had to make calls like, how far is Karatina? Because we didn't even know where Karatina was, you know. You now have to make those calls like, where is Karatina? How far is it? How much is the fare? And from that question also, I can tell you, the journey that day that we were traveling to Karatina, it was not easy. Like, we had to come and, you know, I can say I traveled to Karatina 3 days as if I was going to Australia. It was a very long journey. And yeah, that was the greatest challenge, the financial problem, and also the undecided thing, yeah. Yeah.
What made the journey to be so long? 3 days.
The journey was so long because, okay, we left home without enough finance to bring us here. Yes, we had this, I know some other students knows that there is this farewell things to parties, yeah, to school. Like, someone has passed so well, they are joining university, and you do the farewell parties. And people came with money. This is my contribution. They had, you know, now that we are traveling to school, you know, we were ready, and my mom was telling me, or maybe we can defer, then you'll join next year. Then, you know, one thing I told my mom is, just take me to school. I know God is going to help me.
Sure.
And, you know, the moment I'll be in Karatina University, I will see how I can handle things until nikue sawa. So my mom told me, it's okay. If you feel like you're not going to defer, okay, let's go to school. Now with us is the fare, but it's not enough. We have deposited half school fees, and, you know, joining first year, you have to make full payment. So we came hopeful that we are going to be admitted. So the 3 days journey was, we came, I don't know, we were in Nakuru, and like, my mom is like, well, I don't see we are going to make to Karatina because I feel like tumeishiwa. Then I told mom, then what are we going to do? My mom told me, it's okay, let's see how we can do. Maybe tunaweza lala kwa gari, or we look for a place to stay, maybe calling friends. And, you know, my mom usually makes a joke, tunaweza lala hosi. And that is what happened. My mom told me we can go to a hospital, stay there until morning. Then we continue with the journey as we make calls. That evening we called a well-wisher. Mama kamwambia, we are taking Bravid to school, and it's this way and this way and this way. And that well-wisher was my high school teacher. And he really supported me, and I came. The next day now is when we traveled to Karatina. To Karatina, we came here, and it was already 5 in the evening. And, you know, the
offices are closed definitely.
Yeah. So then we were told, maybe you come again tomorrow. Now this is the second day.
Yeah.
And you don't know anyone within Karatina, you just knew. Then this time now we had to call my mom's friend who resides in Nanyuki. Then this person tells us that now you can travel back to Nanyuki.
Nanyuki.
Kapanda gari to Karatina town. Then from Karatina town to Nanyuki. We spend a night there in Nanyuki. Then back to main campus the second day, the third day. Hiyo siku ya tatu, yes, went to the admission offices and I was told you've not cleared your fees. You have to clear your fees, then you will get admitted to the university. You also have to have that residential form.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is when, you see, this is the third day and I have no place to stay. Then my mom has to get back home because now we cannot stay together in the university. So that is when I found a friend through my aunt. She had a long time friend. Then she called that friend to call a friend in Karatina, who was a second year that time when I was a first year. So she took me in with my mom that day. Then the next day my mom left. I remained, no place to reside, no full school fees, no, like nothing. We stayed with my friend.
And yet you are not in the university as a student.
Yes, I'm just in the streets of Karatina. So it was a challenge. Yeah.
Amidst all this, what are the practical ways that you have been able to manage or to maneuver through with your financial instabilities? What practical ways have you used to maneuver yourself through with the problems of finance?
Practical ways. Okay. During that first year, I got a place to stay and I got some friends there. And I had a friend, I resided in another place first year. That time I used to depend on my parents fully. Like, you just stay and you wait for that parent to send something for you. But now during the 1.2, I moved to another place because of the challenges I was facing in the first place. Then this time now, I got a friend who knew how to do the plating services, the hairstyles. And I also had passion in it. So I asked my friend if she can be taking me to places where she's going to do this hair. Yeah, and that is where I could get some amount, some tips from my friend. Yeah. And up to now, I can say that is what has been keeping me because, yeah, I can do those services so well. Yeah, and it gives money. Yeah.
What's that final thing that makes you keep moving? How would you encourage those that are being here that, yes, you have gone through it, but you have made it? How would you encourage them that they can make it too?
Okay, what I can tell you is that, God exists and God makes a way. I believe in, where God started, He will take it to completion. And there is nothing that is too hard that God cannot do. Because all those challenges that I've mentioned, I cannot say that I was able to overcome all by myself. No. What I usually tell people is that my life has been, it's just God. What I can mention is just God. Yeah, there is this thing that I usually like saying is that for me, it's either God or God or God. Yeah, so I will tell you guys that without God, you cannot. But with God, you can. Despite all those challenges, just put God first and know that God is the way maker, is the one, and He cannot put you into struggles or temptations that He cannot help you overcome them. So trust in God, put everything before God, and all shall be well. Yeah.